The information on this program does not constitute medical or health advice. If you have medical issues or questions, you should refer them to your personal physician. All views expressed are merely the opinion of the host and guest. There is no expressed or implied customer relationship formed or intended to be formed with Mattress Express. Well, hello and welcome back to another week of Pillow Talk. This is Kevin Fear. I'm the president and CEO of Mattress Express, a chain of bedding stores. And we're different. If you've never listened to the show before, welcome. If you're new, if you're returning, I hope you find this useful and informative. My whole goal in this show is to help you understand sleep, the importance of sleep in your life, understand the importance of a proper bedding system and what positive effects it has on your life, and get you more educated next time you go out to shop for your new sleep system or bed or mattress or however you want to refer to it. If I've done that, I've been successful. All I ask in return is that when you do that, you give us a try at one of our stores. All locations are at mattressexpressny.com. You can call 1-800-NEW-BEDS during business hours, or you can just stop in. We've got 10 locations across New York State. There's more soon to come. And it's 4th of July sales time, and it's a great time of year to get a new mattress. What makes us different? No one else in New York State has all the brands under one roof that we have, and I'm going to tell you what they are. Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy, Purple, Puffy, the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort, which I think you should compare to Sleep Number, Posh & Lavish Ultra Luxury Bedding, Therapeutic, the largest selection of flex head beds in New York State, Simmons Beauty Rest Black, Serta Eye Comfort, and Avocado, the all-green, all-natural bed. That's a big online brand. And when you shop with us, we give you the same prices online if any of the online brands like Puffy, Purple, Avocado. But the great thing is you get to try them before you buy them, right? I mean, who wants to order a bed they haven't tried? So it's a great time to save. Save up to $1,350 on those names. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers. And we have no credit check payment plans as well. Most of the time, we can usually get people financed. So not always, but most of the time. So come on in and see us. Don't prejudge your credit if you need a bed. Today, I want to talk about a few things. We're at the end of June. 4th of July coming. Can you believe that already? It's been such a wet, cold spring that summer seems to have started very late. Or I don't know. That's how I feel anyway. And so to be at the 4th of July already seems like summer's going quick for me. I had an ad idea the other day. I'll share with you. I didn't know if people would get it. If anybody knows me, they know I collect classic cars. I'm into classic cars. I probably should have been in the car business, right? But I was going to do an ad where I was leaning on an old car and say, this is a classic. This has value. And then I was going to have an old mattress next to me and say, this is a classic. This has no value. I didn't know if people would really get it. But the point is, if your mattress is 7 to 10 years old, you got to start thinking about getting a new one. I spoke to a woman one time who bought a latex mattress, and it wasn't from us. And she said, "Boy, this thing, I can't believe I have to replace it already. I paid a lot of money for this." And I said, "Well, let's talk about it. What did you pay for it?" I don't remember. It was $2,000 or $3,000. And I said, "How old is it?" She said, "It's 10 years old." I said, well, I want you to think about something. You're in bed about, let's just say 8 hours a night for the sake of argument. That's 56 hours a week, right? That is, I should have had this ready, right? That is 56 times 56 hours a week times 52. I said, that's 2,900 hours a year. Times 10, that's 29,000 hours you've spent in that bed. And then you take, say you paid $3,000 for it, that's, 29,000 divided by 3,000 is, so you spent like 0.09 cents an hour to use that, 0.009 cents an hour to use that. But I think you got your money out of it, is my point. It's time. Things wear out, and we use our mattress for a lot longer than we use other things. I love analogies, and I haven't told this one in a little while. The average lease of a car now is, I think it's $600 or $700 a month. If it's $700 a month, you're paying, $8,400 a year. The average lease is probably 3 years. So you're going to pay $25,000 over 3 years for a car that you might spend an hour a day in. And you have no problem with that. People, they'll spend an hour a day in their car, spend 20, okay, you might take it on vacation or whatever, but you get the point. You're spending a lot of money per hour to drive that car. And other than safety features, it doesn't have a lot of health benefits. And you have no problem turning that in after 3 years and spending $25,000 or more. But you come to buy a bed that you're going to spend 8 hours a night in that has dramatic effects on your health and how you perform every day. And, we give you a price of a small fraction of that, and people are shocked. So, I guess the older you get, you start valuing these things more. It depends your age if you're listening to me. If you're my age, you're probably getting what I'm saying. I'm 58 years old. I don't know if in my 30s I felt the same way, but you should, because the better you treat your body when you're younger, the longer it's going to last. A lot of us don't figure that out till we're older. I used to smoke when I was a kid. Thank God I quit smoking when I was a kid. I quit in my 20s. Thank God. And so, the better you treat your body now, the longer it's going to last. My father smoked Lucky Strike non-filters till he was 40, and he quit, and he's 88. Healthy as a horse. Lucky, right? So anything you can do to start taking better care of yourself when you're younger, the better off you're going to be. And I'll never forget, when I was a kid and people used to say, oh, life goes fast. You're going to, just blink. You're going to, when you're younger, yeah, I don't know, it's taken a long time to me. I think one day you'll wake up and you're in your 50s, and anybody listening to me gets that. Anyway, don't skimp on your mattress. You don't have to spend $1 million. I got a segment coming up where I'm going to talk about a recall on some bargain mattresses, we'll say. And, you'll find out why you don't skimp on a mattress. But again, and I've told this before too, in my personal life, I run into people, they know what I do for a living, and they'll say to me, I got to come in and see, my mattress is shot. It's sinking in the middle. I'll say, yeah, you know where I am. Come see me. And then 6 months later, they'll say, oh, I still got to get in to see it. And I'll say, yeah, you told me that 6 months ago. I know. And then 6 months later, stop doing that. Okay. You're only hurting yourself. You're waking up sore. You're waking up tired. Stop doing that to yourself. Anyway, 4th of July sales are on at Mattress Express. Great time to save up to $1,350 on all the brands we carry. We have a lot of clearance stuff too. Our store in Western Lights Plaza in Syracuse and the Price Chopper Plaza, our Syracuse store, our Watertown store. A lot of our stores have clearance. Those are leftover floor models. When they change models and we have new stuff in the warehouse, you can get a great deal on brand name mattresses. A lot of times we sell them at cost. So, there's a great ways to get great deals on great mattresses if you're on a budget. And no credit check payment plans. We're happy to do them. Don't be shy. We do them every day. When you come in to look at a mattress, give yourself 45 to 90 minutes. Bring your sleeping partner. Come dressed comfortably. Bring your ID and so forth in case you want to do financing. And come with an open mind, because we have a lot of different technologies, a lot of different things to show you, and just don't focus on what they look like. Don't focus necessarily on the construction of, what if it's a pillow top or a grid or air. Focus on how it feels to you and the comfort it gives you. All the stuff we carry is quality. So it's just going to matter on how it feels to you. We find what you like, the technology that you like, and then we find one that fits your budget. It's really that simple. 10 stores. New store in Cortland on Route 281. New store in Auburn in the Movieplex Plaza. We're in Syracuse on Erie Boulevard. Watertown on Arsenal Street. Evans Mills, Oswego. Oneida, New Hartford. Just go to Mattress Express NY and come in and see us this weekend. We'll be right back. Yeah, I'm up against the break. We'll be right back after this break.